listening to PetLifeRadio.com.
Welcome to Animal Rights on Pet Life Radio. This is your host, Tim Link. I'm so glad you joined us today. We've got another fantastic show. My guest today is award-winning writer, lecturer, and certified animal behavior consultant, Darlene Arden. Darlene will be here today talking to us about her recent released book, The Complete Cat's Meow, which is everything you need to know about caring for your cat, and it definitely covers everything you could possibly want to know and then some. So we're going to look forward to talking to her more about that and finding out what our kitty cats are all about and how to best take care of them. First, I found an interesting story that I wanted to share with you, and it's an article actually was written. And the article is called Black Widow Spiders More Than an Itsy Bitsy Bite. I thought that was a wonderful title. And this really holds true for not only black widow spiders, but all spiders in general, and how they can impact your animals. If your animals get bitten by a spider, especially the poisonous ones, what you should do and how you should handle it. Now, this particular article goes into black widow spiders, and the black widow spider gets its name from the practice of the female devouring the male after mating. It sounds pretty intense, and it definitely is. But the female of the black widow spider is the one you really have to look out for. She's the one that carries the neurotoxin venom that injures and could possibly kill your small pets. So you have to be aware of them. And it used to be that you would find a black widow spider and a lot of the poisonous spiders actually in the southern part and the southwestern parts of the United States. But that's all changed due to climate changes and due to the expansion of the spiders. And you're really finding them all over the place. As a matter of fact, a black widow spider can go as far as north as Canada. So they're really spreading out. So I think you have to be aware of them, especially as we come into the warmer months and come into the summer months. Watch for those places they like to hide, which are in the little crawl spaces. Wood piles definitely is a big part of it. A lot of times we have our wood piles stacked up for the winter, and then we tend to forget about them during the warmer months. And that's a great breeding ground and a great place for black widows and other spiders to hide and to nest and to have their families, which will bring more black widow spiders and more spiders into the area. So make sure you're keeping all those crawl spaces, those hidden spaces, those things away from the house, away from your animals. Keep them protected. So we're coming to those warmer months, as I mentioned. That's when spiders tend to pop out. So you got to be careful about that. So if you want to find out more about this particular article, Black Widow Spider Bites, and how it affects animals and affects your pets, you can go to my blog and my website on Pet Life Radio. Go to the Animal Rights blog on Pet Life Radio. That's PetLifeRadio.com. You can click on the link that leads you to the site to tell you a little bit more about that. So a little helpful hint for you, and have fun with your animals outdoors, but make sure you're keeping a close eye on those little spiders. So we're going to take a quick commercial break, but we're going to come right back with Darlene Arden right after these messages. You're listening to Animal Rights on Pet Life Radio.
Sit. Stay. We'll be right back after a short pause. Well, 4 to be exact.
Buster, you're telling me my dog food products can't go on your shelves?
That's right. Didn't pass one of my Petco certified nutrition checklists. Sorry, Wayne.
Who made these checklists?
Geniuses. Very smart guys.
Well, it's good enough for most grocery stores.
Do you see cheese puffs on my shelves? Mayonnaise? Soda pop?
No.
That's because I ain't running no grocery store, Wayne. Your pets will get better nutrition. I guarantee it. Petco, where healthy pets go.
Enter the code LUCKY10. LUCKY, the number 10, and get 10% off any order. No minimum at petco.com.
I don't make any decisions about who to hire without going to Angie's List first.
You'll find reviews on home repair to healthcare, written by people just like you.
With Angie's List, I know who to call, and I know the results will be fantastic.
Angie's List, who you can trust.
Go to angieslist.com/rights and get 25% off any subscription. That's angieslist.com/rights, WRITES.
Whether they're big, small, hairy, or whatever, you're going to need gear for your feet. And Kids Foot Locker's got all the great shoes and gear that'll get you in the game.
Go to kidsfootlocker.com and enter the code AFANW1KF to get 10% off any order of $50 or more. Or enter the code AFANW2KF to get 15% off any order of $75 or more at kidsfootlocker.com.
And cover those funky feet.
Want to know what cats like to eat for breakfast? Mice Krispies, of course. Learn everything there is to know about cats on Catitude with your host, Tom Dock. Each week, we'll spotlight a cool cat breed, give up-to-date advice on cat health, and check out spiffy new cat products. So curl up on the couch every week for a perfectly enjoyable time on Catitude. Every week on demand, only on PetLifeRadio.com.
Let's Talk Pets on PetLifeRadio.com.
Welcome back to Animal Rights on Pet Life Radio. We're so glad you're here with us today. Joining me now is award-winning writer, author, and certified animal behavior consultant, Darlene Arden. She recently released her book, The Complete Cat's Meow, Everything You Need to Know About Caring for Your Cat. Darlene, welcome to Animal Rights on Pet Life Radio.
Thank you so much, Tim. It's a joy to be with you today.
Yeah, our pleasure. Now, this book, as I mentioned, it is the complete guide. You cover everything in the world in there. And, of course, you have all kinds of wonderful, beautiful pictures of our furry little kitty friends. Tell us a little bit about the book and how you came about writing it.
The book is something I've wanted to write for a very long time, and I was told that cat people don't buy books. And they think they already know everything there is to know about cats. And I thought, well, that's not true. There's always something new to learn. If I know a lot and I'm learning something new every day, how can everybody know everything there is to know? And what I tried to do was give people everything from kittenhood and even choosing a kitten to adopting an adult cat, how to raise a cat properly. What I did was create a book, I think, that will cover all bases. For example, if you are working at a shelter as a volunteer and a litter of kittens has just been dumped on you on the shelter, what do you do with those kittens? Well, maybe not the same thing you've always done. So I went to responsible breeders and asked them how they raise their kittens so that anyone, whether it's a new kitten owner, a shelter volunteer, a foster, can use these same techniques to help turn every single kitten into a potentially wonderful pet and give them the best possible start in life. They all deserve it. They're all not born in a breeder's home. So what can we do about that massive population? And what can you do to prevent behavior problems down the road? Well, I discuss behavior, cat training. Most people don't understand that you can train a cat once you've raised it, while you're raising it. At any point when that cat or kitten comes into your home, you start training on day one. And for people who don't believe that you can train a cat, what happens when the can opener comes out and the cat hears the can of food being opened?
Exactly.
They come running from anywhere.
Absolutely, they do.
So, that's barely the beginning. It's all positive. There is health, wellness, fun, wonderful things you can do if your cat is suited to it. You can do therapy cat visits with people. Cat agility. Most people don't understand that there are agility competitions. And even if your cat doesn't compete, you can still set up a mini agility course in your home. And it's great exercise for the mind and the body.
Yeah, and I think that's a key factor here because I'm always telling people with all your pets, all your animals, especially dogs and cats, you need to keep them not only physically stimulated, but you got to keep them mentally stimulated as well. And we tend to forget that a lot with our cats in particular.
Oh, they're so intelligent, and I'm thoroughly convinced that cats are sitting in homes doing the mental equivalent of twiddling their thumbs because they're so bored. People think that they're self-feeding, self-watering, self-cleaning, self-eliminating. Yes, they take themselves to the litter box. Yes, they will eat when they're hungry and drink when they're thirsty, but they still need interaction. People find the cat's being pesky when the cat, you're reading and the cat jumps on the book. The cat jumps on the newspaper. The cat is on your computer keys. Why? The cat is soliciting affection and attention. People tend to think they're lone animals, that they want to be alone. That's not true. They're lone hunters, but they always congregate in groups in what is known as a clouder. That's a group of adult cats. A group of kittens is called a kindle. And it has nothing to do with downloading books and reading.
Except for your book, of course.
That's my book. You want to download that, that's fine. I'm not sure if it's available for download yet. I hope so. Certainly is available in paperback. It's very easy to transport and read, which is kind of nice.
There you
and
go.
You're right about the pictures. Aren't the pictures wonderful?
Yeah, fantastic pictures throughout. A lot of color ones in the middle, especially of these beautiful kitties.
Right, and it's black and white throughout. And I didn't waste space. I used cat trivia to caption those pictures.
Yeah, and it's amazing because the book, I congratulate you again for doing such a great job, because it not only covers every topic, but there's fun things in here, and you got the wonderful pictures, as we mentioned, just really covers everything. And I think it brings up some important points, because it's interesting to be around cats. I've always, though I work with cats on a daily basis, until recently I never had a cat. I have quite a few allergies to cats, and so we've never had one in the house. But recently, over the past year, we had a couple feral cats, and of course, they had kittens. Since that time, we've obviously got them spay and neutered, got them all taken care of.
Great.
And so now all of a sudden, I find myself with 10 cats. Yes.
That's a bit much. Okay.
Oh, yes. That was quite a bit. Now, fortunately, they are outdoors. They spend their time around the house, and then they come into the garage area, and we've got a nice setup there for them with plenty of beds and food and water and shelters. And, some of the points you had just made was things I did not really fully appreciate with cats, even though, like I said, I work with them on a daily basis. But at night, they all do congregate. They like to cuddle and participate. They like to eat with each other to see what each one of them are eating. You can have one cat who just ate a full meal, but another one comes by and they want to see what it's all about. So they do like that congregation. They do like to be participate with each other. And then just the proper care, how to properly care for them, because it is, a lot of the same things we can glean from dogs, we can translate to cats, but there are a lot of unique things as well that we have to be aware of.
Absolutely. And there's also the point of indoors or outdoors. And you'll notice how I've used statistics in there as well. The outdoor cat lives no more than 4 years on an average because of all the dangers outdoors. The indoor cat will live 16, 18, 20 years. Some cats are even older. Some die a little younger. But certainly, if you love your companion and you're looking for that sort of relationship, I don't think they're any more capable of reading a street sign than a toddler or a dog. A lot of cats are hit by cars and killed. They're vulnerable to things like birds of prey.
Yeah, absolutely, especially when they're small, and whether we're kittens or even one or two.
Even adult cats will be taken off by birds of prey, cougars. It's just a nightmare.
Yeah, hawks and owls. And I think it is one of the things you have to be aware of as well, because, there's plenty of safe environments you can give to your cat, your indoor cat, screened in porches. There are devices you can set up in the backyard that keep them enclosed, but yet still get them in touch with nature. So there's a lot of things you can do to get them, allow them to be outside in a protected environment. But
and I also talk a lot about, as you know from reading the book, environmental enrichment. And what you can do, what you should have in your house for the cat tree, scratching post, the basics of cat ownership. And make sure that's very solidly based, because if it tips over on the cat, he's not going to want to use it again.
That's right. And then they're a piece of furniture laying around.
Exactly. You don't want to scare the heart out of the cat. And interactive toys should be put away between play periods, but you definitely want to play with your cat.
Yeah,
2 or 3 times a day, and that cuts down the behavior problems. And never declaw.
Never declaw, absolutely. I talked about that on one of the previous shows about the, as I call them, the hazards of declawing. A lot of people do that to get them to stop scratching the furniture, but it just causes a lot of emotional, behavioral issues, as well as some physical issues as well.
Right, exactly. I mean, I don't think most people realize that declawing is not a fancy manicure. It is cutting off the toes at the first joint. That's as if somebody cut off each one of your fingers at the first joint.
Yeah, absolutely.
Not a really pretty thought. And people say, how can you get so graphic? And I'm sorry, that's what it is. You know, you want me to sugarcoat it? I can't.
It's absolutely true, and I don't think people realize that, but in your book, you definitely cover that and show some nice diagrams of what the claw actually is as part of as we would call it, our fingers, and it's the same thing for the cats. Well, hold on tight just a moment. We're going to take a quick commercial break, and then we'll come back and talk a little bit more about the book, The Complete Cat's Meow by Darlene Arden. You're listening to Pet Life Radio. This is Animal Rights on Pet Life Radio. We'll be back right after these messages.
Sit. Stay. We'll be right back after a short pause. Well, 4 to be exact.
Love your pets but wish their medications were a lot less expensive? They are at 1-800-PET-MEDS. You'll not only save on flea and heartworm medications, but on prescriptions for arthritis, incontinence, thyroid, and more. And you get fast service, free shipping, and a 100% satisfaction guarantee. Plus, our licensed pharmacists ensure accuracy, monitor drug interaction, and more. See why over 5 million people have trusted their pet's health to 1-800-PET-MEDS, America's largest pet pharmacy. Call now or order online.
Go to petmeds.com/lucky, LUCKY, to get 10% off any order and free shipping on orders of $39 or more at petmeds.com.
I play tennis because I love to. But inside, I want to win. Take away the court, the net. I might not be a player, but I'll always be a competitor. Lady Foot Locker understands that.
Lady Foot Locker, the first to carry Adidas off-court shoes and the gear that goes with them.
If you play your best, there's no regret.
Lady Foot Locker, one place, every woman.
Go to ladyfootlocker.com and enter the code AFANW1LF to get 10% off any order of $50 or more. Or enter the code AFANW2LF to get 15% off any order of $75 or more at ladyfootlocker.com.
How would you like your business to reach out and invite in our audience? We have a brand new trademark concept called InfoSeeds. InfoSeeds are short 20-second seeds of information about your place of business, practice, or service. Is the best, most cost-effective way to invite us in. We only have a limited number of slots left. For more information, visit the website
PetLifeRadio.com.
Click on sponsorship information. There you can listen to a sample of InfoSeed. Remember, only a limited number of opportunities are available.
Hello! I'm Deborah Wolf, and I'm inviting you to my animal party on Pet Life Radio. The dress code? Come as you are. Pajamas, a tux. You can even go naked like your pets. Unleash your party animal at my animal party. Guests you know from Animal Planet, TV, radio, the news, and bookstores will be joining me. And that's because after I won Best Pet Radio in America from the DWAA, I got my paw in the door and I met a lot of amazing people. And the best of the best are going to be coming to the party. They're coming to party with us. So join us at the animal party. Don't miss the party.
Every week on demand, only on PetLifeRadio.com.
Let's talk pets.
Let's talk pets
On Pet Life Radio.
Pet Life Radio.
PetLifeRadio.com.
We are back. Thanks for listening to Animal Rights on Pet Life Radio. Here with Darlene Arden talking about her book, The Complete Cat's Meow. Darlene, tell us a little bit about when writing the book. Obviously, you've written for years, you've published for years, both in magazines and newspapers and publications, as well as books. And you know a lot about cats, but what are some of the things that surprised you? What are some of the things you learned from writing this book?
Well, I was able to put in some of the latest information that had come out, and that was kind of fun. I would sneak things in, like the earliest discovery of when cats were kept as pets, the earliest tomb that was related, and it was built like a palace for the cat, the burial tomb. And you know that cats used to be buried with their owners in ancient Egypt, and to discover how elaborate that was, there were things I've always known that I was able to put together, too, which was really nice. And I brought a little bit of myself to it. Cats purr because they find it comforting. They want to, but they purr when they're sick as well as when they're well. So a purring cat does not necessarily mean a contented or healthy cat. It can also mean the cat's sick. However, the cat's purr itself is healing. And the cat is not only healing himself, but is healing you. And for me, this was validation because I'm a migraineur. And when I have a migraine, my cat comes up on top of me and purrs, and I'm able to get my breathing into rhythm with her purring. And I really think that works a lot better than a lot of the medication I've tried.
Absolutely. They are great healers, and that's a very good point because the purr and their energy, everything about them, and they seem to know when we're off, when our energy is off, when we're not doing well, when we're at dis-ease.
Oh, absolutely. Even they can tell with anyone, not just the person they're closest to. But I had my sister visiting from the Midwest, and she had an awful migraine. She was so sick, and she was sitting on the sofa in the den. And you know how when you're not feeling well, it seems like everything's gone wrong. And she said to me, I feel so badly because I haven't been able to play with Amy, and I haven't even seen her. Amy's my cat. I said to her, would you please look down to your left? The cat had been cuddled up to her the whole time, knowing she wasn't feeling well.
Very good.
She was so sick, she just didn't realize it.
Yeah, that's fantastic. And she start feeling better, I'm assuming?
Yes, she did.
Yeah.
I mean, she had horrible. You just can't, if you have migraines and you travel and something goes wrong, and everything goes wrong these days when you're traveling, there's always some delay. And, you're not going to arrive in the best possible shape. I always tell people travel a day earlier than you really need to be somewhere because it's not going to be pretty. The worst thing that can happen is you do feel well, and then you can enjoy a few hours to yourself at your destination. But she just wasn't feeling well, and she was amazed. She would expect it of her own cat. She didn't expect it of mine.
Yeah, they definitely know. They know, and they're willing to help out any way they can. Yeah, it is amazing when you just spend some time with animals, just how much better you feel.
Oh, well, as well as I do, that the Beck and Katcher studies way back when showed that just petting or talking about your cat or your dog would help to lower your blood pressure. And that's so true. Don't you feel calmer when you're with one of your animals?
Absolutely.
Or all of them.
Yeah.
As many as you can get hands-on with at one time. I look at her and I feel better. Or she'll do something to amuse me. And I would love everyone to have that kind of relationship with their pet. And that's a lot of what this book is about. Avoiding the problems, building a relationship. It's not just a pretty thing like a piece of sculpture, although they do look it sometimes when they're sitting still, that you put in your house. These are living, breathing, sentient beings, and how to best relate to them, learn their body language. They certainly know ours. How to interact with them. I mean, I was also able to add about, meowing is something they only do to people. They don't communicate with each other by talking verbally.
That's right.
There's no verbal sound. So they're trying to communicate with us, and it's up to us to learn to communicate with them as well. Slow eye blinks are kitty kisses.
Very.
Looking at your cat, just slowly open and close your eyes. That tells the cat that she's loved. She'll do it to you, and you'll be wondering why she's blinking at you. She's saying, I love you.
Ah, very nice. Great. Now, I mentioned a little bit earlier, Darlene, that you've written many articles for major pet publications. Tell us a little bit about how the process for writing articles is different than writing a complete book.
Well, today, and I've been writing for a long time, but today everything seems to be what I call the MTV mentality. It's a quick hit.
Mm-hmm.
So you're writing something, you're getting all of the information out very quickly. There's a tighter deadline, but there's less material to produce. I do an awful lot of research for my work, whether it's articles or my column in Dogs in Canada, or, I'm researching. I'm not always depending on myself. I don't think I'm the world's only expert, so I like input from colleagues. And they're, of course, credited, but it's a much faster way to write. And I noticed it more when I wrote my first book, that suddenly I had this great release. You don't have to write so tightly. You can really take time to explain things. And then you have to transition from chapter to chapter in a book, which you don't do, obviously, in a magazine. They'll break down something into several parts. They used to in the good old days when we could really write until we'd finished telling the story. But today, it's McNews. It's USA Today. So how can I give you the most information in the fewest number of words? Then you turn me loose with a book. Wow.
I got unlimited as long as your publisher's willing to accept it. You got unlimited.
Well, I have a page count, and I do have a word limit, but it's a heck of a lot longer than an article. So yes. I sit down, and to do my books, I break them down into chapters, and I outline, and that outline becomes my table of contents. And it's like following a roadmap, so that it keeps me on track with going from topic to topic. But with each chapter, I can pour as much as possible into it. If I need to tighten it up, the experience with newspapers and magazines is certainly valuable because I know how to write tightly. That's not difficult. It's but being able to pour everything you want to into something is wonderful. I can explain things in detail. And one of the things that's different about this book from my previous books is that everybody's so internet savvy now that if there was a particular video that would explain something well, I was able to put in the URL in the book and say, if you want more information, look here. I would do the verbal description and paint a word picture, but I could also send them to a website to see for the people who need show and tell.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think it's very valuable because you're right. When people are trying to learn, especially a great book like this, when you're trying to learn about how to take care of your cat, you're looking for not only all the information that's in the book, but you are looking for those visual exterior pieces. You're looking for other sites you can go to reference, and you do a great job putting that all in the book. Thank you.
I wanted to be sure that people had reliable reference sites. There's so much on the web, and you can't believe everything you read out there. So you really need to know what's good and what isn't. So I've kind of done that work for the reader. These are sites I trust. But for instance, how to pill a cat or how to give liquid medication to a cat, how to clip a cat's nails. These are all things that are very visual. We have a drawing of the cat's claw and show exactly the point at which you clip the claw. Mm-hmm. And all of the different instruments you can use, make up your own mind, whatever works best for you of these. Pilling a cat is, good grief, it's an internet joke. Every time you open your email, somebody's sending you a joke about pilling a cat. And you just have to know how. And as long as the cat isn't frightened. These are things that people need to see. How can you best do this so you can get the pill down the cat's throat with the least amount of resistance from the cat and the easiest way for you?
Exactly. And as we touched upon earlier, they're great indicators of our energy and how we're doing. So if we go into that type of situation stressed and unsure of ourselves, then they're definitely going to pick that up.
Oh, you said a mouthful, Tim. They will definitely sense it and they'll see it. And that makes it worse. That just escalates it until you do have the internet joke, but it's not so funny when you're on the receiving end of it.
Exactly. Yeah, nothing like letting your cat get loose and crawl under the bed and you're trying to drag him out to get a pill down him. That's
not a pretty picture.
No, you might as well hang it up for the night.
Exactly, just pack it in. And with cutting nails, I recommend cutting, if you can only clip one claw at a time, that's fine. Don't stress the cat out. Don't stress yourself out. Do what you can do. Now, my cat makes little fists. It is just my luck to have a cat who does that.
Wow.
It's very creative on her part. And then she flounces off. Well, I will get all of her nails clipped, but she looks at me as if I have ruined her life forever. The running gag is she was planning to paint little palm trees on her nails. And I destroyed her plan. But we do it very calmly, and she gets treats, and it's really a happy time. So we got past that. She was 3.5 years old when I brought her home. So we get well past the, oh, you're doing something awful to me, you're taking something away from me stage, to this is fun, this is easy, relax, we'll be through in a minute. And I talk to her. While you're doing something, talk to the animal.
Absolutely. And they understand, I tell people that when you talk to your animals, I'm a big proponent of that because not only do they really understand the words you're saying, but they're also understanding those visualizations that come with those words and feeling your energy that comes with those words. And when you And when you talk, you feel better. You get it off your chest.
They pick up on the tone of voice as well. So, every intuitive kind of thought is what the cat is picking up on. Or your dog. If you're working with your dog, same thing. It's wonderful how attuned they are to us. I just want us to be as attuned to them.
There you go. You're absolutely right.
People are still picking up cats incorrectly. A lot of well-meaning shelter volunteers are scruffing adult cats. We shouldn't scruff a cat.
Gosh.
I mean, I was horrified to hear that. So I thought, better explain that too. So I explained how to pick up a cat, how to hold a cat. I mean, these are things that you think are basic, and they are, but not for everybody in the same way.
No, absolutely not. It's very important to know how to do those things. We have our two boys are two schnauzers, and very sensitive stomachs. In the early days, I'd pick them up sort of more on the stomach area. Well, they let me know quickly that was not proper by quickly regurgitating everything they had in their stomach. So,
really pretty, isn't it?
Yeah, exactly. So I had to go back to school a little bit and learn how to properly cradle them with two arms, and we haven't had that problem since. But yeah, these are things that most people think, oh, these are common knowledge. Maybe I've seen this on TV, or this is how my parents used to do it, or whatever it may be. And they're not proper. They're not the proper way to have the best relationship and take care of your animals, whether it's cat or dog, in the best way possible.
Oh, that's absolutely true. And thinking you know everything, well, nobody knows everything. So some of it may look familiar. Some of it isn't. Try it. If you haven't tried this before, well, try it and see how much better it works.
Well, Darlene, we're coming up to the end of the show. Tell the listeners how they can find out more about you and the book, The Complete Cat's Meow.
They can find out about me at www.darlenearden.com. They can follow me on Twitter, and my handle is PetExpert, PETXPERT. The book is available anywhere books are sold, both brick-and-mortar stores and online at places like Amazon and Barnes & Noble and anywhere in the world that they sell books. It's brand new, and it's everywhere, and it's the one with the really sharp cover that everybody's loving. It's a wonderful orange tabby cat's face and on a great blue background.
Yeah, it's a great cover. It jumps out at you, the big, beautiful green eyes as well.
You just can't miss the cover, so hopefully you'll pick up the book and enjoy it and find it useful. But as I said, anywhere books are sold.
That's great.
And you can come find me on Facebook as well.
Yeah, so check out Darlene Arden's latest book. Once again, it's called The Complete Cat's Meow, everything you need to know about caring for your cat, and it covers everything. So congratulations on the book, and Darlene, we'll look forward to talking to you again somewhere down the road.
Thanks so much, Tim. It's been a pleasure being your company.
Oh, my pleasure, my pleasure. Well, we're coming to the end of the show today, so I'd like to thank our listeners for listening to Animal Rights on Pet Life Radio. I'd also like to thank Darlene Arden once again for coming on board, talking about her book, The Complete Cat's Meow. Also want to thank our sponsors and producers for putting on such a great show and making everything possible. We really do appreciate it. To find out more about me, Tim Link, and other guests that I've interviewed and guests that I will be interviewing and find helpful hints and tips and all kinds of great things, you can go to the Animal Rights tab on Pet Life Radio. That's PetLifeRadio.com. Click on Animal Rights, find out about me, download those shows, and read the blogs while you're there as well. And while you're at it, check out some of the other shows and some of the other hosts. It's a whole cavalcade of great hosts and guests and shows that we have on Pet Life Radio. That's PetLifeRadio.com. If you have any questions, comments, or ideas for the show or guests you'd like to see on, please email me. You can email me at tim@petliferadio.com. That's tim@petliferadio.com. And I'll answer your questions, entertain your comments, try to get everybody on the show that you want to hear the most. So email me once again at tim@petliferadio.com. So until next time, write a great story about the animals in your life, share it in a blog, article, or book, and who knows, you may be the next guest on Animal Rights on Pet Life Radio. Have a great day.
Let's Talk Pets, every week on demand, only on PetLifeRadio.com.